Last year, the Corvette missed the 10 best cut after the C7's 2-year run. Perhaps the intoxicating influence of the 650 horsepower Z06 would have helped the Corvette gain enough votes for another year, yet by then GM had raised the price above our $80,000 cap. Enter the Grand Sport, which mates the regular Corvette powertrain to the chassis of the mighty Z06 while avoiding a major price increase. You can park a GS in your driveway for as little as $66,445, exactly $10,000 more than the base car and nearly $15,000 less than the Z06. We all heard it, the GT350 busts through its first 2 gears quickly enough that the raspy moans it makes at low revs are fleeting spine tinglers. Running to 60 miles per hour takes only 4.3 seconds. But rev it out in higher gears, and the engine sounds as if it's munching on itself, ready to rocket some pistons through the hood. None of that comes through the exhaust, however. From outside, the GT350 sounds the way a Jackson Pollock painting looks. It's a splattering of sound, fiery, shocking, angry, and somehow perfect. Below 4,000 revolutions per minute, the GT350 lacks the Corvette's deep well of torque. Swing the needle past 8,000 revolutions per minute and tap the 526 horsepower, though, and it's hard not to think that maybe that Chevy V8 belongs in a pickup. Double the GT350's $56,770 price, and there's still nothing as exotic as this Romeo Michigan-built engine. The GT350 also found its spot on our 10 best roster because it is a transcendent machine that looks like a Mustang. Senior technical editor and GT350 advocate Casey Colwell summed it up: there are arguments for both, but the GT350 is by far the most complete car. I drove the Grand Sport and the GT350 back-to-back twice to come to that conclusion. The Ford is more desirable, more practical, and cheaper. It's okay with enough of us that the engine isn't easy listening. You don't want a car like that to make the equivalent of elevator music anyway. As unnecessary as it is wonderful, this engine transforms the Mustang into something esoteric. If all this means that we have two V8 cars with similar missions and pricing, so be it. We're living in halcyon days for performance cars, and our votes reflect that. After all, the big V8 deserves its own place next to jazz and the television sitcom as a uniquely American art form.